A week before my son's wedding, I found out the truth. Not whispered by accident, not hinted in passing. I found it written in an email I wasn't meant to see, drafted by my daughter-in-law's mother. She can handle the kids, keep her out of the way, less embarrassing for us all. She, that was me, the mother of the groom, the widow who had raised him when his father's grave was still fresh dirt. The woman who sold jewelry, took night shifts, stitched her fingers raw so he could finish college without a penny of debt. And their grand plan for the day I thought would be my proudest? Stick me in a corner surrounded by other people's screaming toddlers while they smiled for photographs. I sat in the kitchen with that email glowing on my screen, and I didn't cry. No. My tears had dried years ago, when bills stacked higher than groceries, when I had to be both mother and father. This betrayal didn't deserve tears. It deserved precision. I remember the first time I met her, the woman he swore he loved. She arrived with perfect hair and a handshake too polished to feel human. I gave her every chance. I opened my home. I gave her respect. She gave me silence, thin smiles, and a habit of steering my son away from me at family dinners. I told myself it was nerves, or youth, or something else temporary. I lied to myself, because mothers lie when they want their sons to be happy. But lies rot when left in the dark. It wasn't one moment that shattered me. It was many small ones. The wedding planner suddenly forgetting to copy me on calls. My son no longer asking me about colors, menus, or music. A comment she let slip about me not being the right image for their photos. And finally, that email. That was the nail. I could have confronted him, could have screamed, demanded, begged. But begging is for the powerless. I had power, just not the kind they expected. I played dumb, smiled at fittings, nodded at rehearsals. I told myself I'd help however I can. And all the while, I shifted money. Quietly, legally, elegantly. See, the wedding wasn't being paid by her parents, as everyone liked to boast. It was being covered by me. My husband left a policy. I cashed it early. Half the deposits for the venue, the band, the caterer, all had my name at the bottom of the receipts. My signature. My accounts. They didn't notice. They never notice the one they underestimate. The night before the wedding, I packed my dress. Not the one they chose for me, the pale, forgettable one that would blend nicely in the group shots. No. I packed the emerald silk my husband once said made my eyes look like sharpened glass. I folded it carefully, put it in the closet, and left the suitcase empty. Because I wasn't going. The morning came. I poured myself coffee. Silence filled my kitchen, while miles away, chaos swirled. My phone buzzed at noon. My son's name lit the screen. "Mom, where are you? They're lining us up. Where are you? The kids are all crying." I laughed. Low, steady. The kind of laugh that tastes of steel. "Don't wait for me," I said. "And don't wait for the buffet." Click. Because at 9 that morning, I'd called the caterer. Canceled under my contract. The venue, too. The band. All refunded straight back into my account. Every vendor knew me as the payer. Every vendor knew me as the client. Without me, there was no wedding meal. No music. No open bar. Just a room full of overdressed guests, wilted flowers, and the sound of her mother scrambling. I imagine the whispers started slow, then faster. The guests checking watches, stomachs rumbling. The realization crawling across my son's face that his mother wasn't in the corner with the children. His mother wasn't anywhere. His mother had walked away. You want to know if it hurt me? Of course it did. A mother dreams of that dance, that photograph, that moment of pride. But pain has a flavor, and I've been swallowing it all my life. This was different. This was liberation. I wasn't the servant. I wasn't the babysitter. I wasn't the background character in their carefully staged picture. I was the storm they never saw coming. Later that night he called again. No anger, just broken silence on the line. I almost answered. Almost told him what I told myself as I wired the refunded money into an account with my name alone. But I didn't. Because lessons stick deeper when they echo. Now, when people ask if I attended my son's wedding, I smile. No, I say, but I saved the date. And in my calendar, that day isn't marked as a wedding. It's marked as the day I stopped being overlooked. The day they learned that the quiet woman in the corner can tear down the entire stage. Later that night he called again. No anger, just broken silence on the line. I almost answered. Almost told him what I told myself as I wired the refunded money into an account with my name alone. But I didn't. Because lessons stick deeper when they echo. Now, when people ask if I attended my son's wedding, I smile. No, I say, but I saved the date. And in my calendar, that day isn't marked as a wedding. It's marked as the day I stopped being overlooked. The day they learned that the quiet woman in the corner can tear down the entire stage.